Fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo, we have a Breitling today that is super unique because they don't make it anymore, and they never made that many of them to begin with. This next fascinating piece that I absolutely love is a very small footnote in the history of the Breitling line. This is a chronoliner, which is something they premiered in 2015 and has already been discontinued. But it is a very beautiful piece, very keeping with the Breitling spirit, and it's just a really big rose gold watch, which is something that Breitling does phenomenally well. At its core, this is a pilot's watch, keeping with the air, land, and sea theme of the Breitling line, definitely for the aviators or the aviator-minded people out there, with a really big 46 millimeter case, a big bold looking ceramic bezel with rose gold colored inserts here that I think match beautifully with the accents on the dial and the hands as well. This is also very brightly luminous, so again, as a pilot's watch, this is pretty practical as far as really expensive rose gold pieces go, and I really like the big bold lettering. This is something that just looks very classically Breitling, and even though this is a really big sporty shape, I do think when you compare it to an aviation watch like a Navitimer or something like that, very much a whole lot cleaner. When they replaced the slide rule bezel with the GMT ceramic bezel, a lot cleaner look, and that's definitely appropriate, and I think what they were going for with the Chronoliner line. I love the sort of sunburst pattern on the dial, which does get obscured a little bit by the chronograph registers, but it is laid out pretty traditionally in the Valjoux, the modified Valjoux movement that's in this thing. And you also get, of course, the date window. And interesting, you get the GMT track along the inside of the watch as well as with this rotating bezel. So two different ways that you can record GMTs, or if you manipulate it the right way, it could actually show you 3 different time zones at once, which is a neat little trick that this GMT could do. This is a particularly rare example because there's only 250 pieces ever made, and this particular example is completely unworn with an unsized rubber strap here, which is probably close to like 9 inches. Again, this thing has not been touched. You will almost certainly need to get this thing cut after you get it, but this is a beautiful textured rubber strap, which I do think kind of contrasts with the really big sort of dressy aspects of this watch, but it is still a sports watch in its size, in its shape, and especially with this beautiful rubber strap, which really makes a rubber strap like Breitling does with this sort of kneaded textured pattern here, and I think it looks awesome, particularly on this piece. So again, a super rare Breitling in a really incredible condition. I don't see a single other example of this watch for sale online, so this is very much a very brief but a very beautiful part of Breitling history, and it can be yours if you give us a call today. We've also got plenty of more traditional Breitlings if you maybe want to start your collection with a Navitimer or a Super Ocean or something like that and work up to this super rare piece. But either way, we've got the piece for you. You've just got to give us a call at SwissWatchExpo.com.